Hello there, and welcome back to the Tomarosa. Today we are going to talk about dairy equipment. We're going to call this our dairy equipment roundup. You see, you can't just go down to the local hardware store and get everything you need for a small dairy. We've pretty much been acquiring equipment since 2008, which is when we decided that we wanted to go into dairying. And a lot of it has been purchased off Craigslist or other local ads. But a lot of it's actually been given to us by farmers who have encouraged our dream to become a small dairy. So let's see what we got.
The cows are like, we're dairy equipment, aren't we? Aren't you going to talk about us today? Not that type of dairy equipment.
Pardon our mess, but we're going to talk about sinks first. So let's talk about this beast right here. This is a 3-compartment with drain boards on each end, stainless steel, very heavy gauge sink that we got for a steal. This sink was ordered and it was damaged in shipping. Sent back to the factory, they repaired it, but it did not meet the high standards of the company that bought it, so they rejected it again. And then we got it for about 10% of what it cost new. So this was definitely a heck of a good deal. The damaged areas, you can actually see they outline them with marker here. And I don't know the extent of the original damage, but the only thing now is just a little bit difference in the finish. And we're very thrilled to have gotten this sink. So for this sink, what would it cost new? What would this sink be new? It's like $4,500, I think. We paid $400 plus drain baskets. This sink here, this is a milk house sink. It's upside down right now. We got this used off Craigslist. I don't remember how much I paid for it. Maybe like 75 bucks. But we did spring and buy brand new brackets, wall mount brackets for the sink. Stainless steel brackets, so we never have to worry about them rusting. And I like the wall mount style brackets because then you don't have to worry about kicking any floor posts or anything like that. So we did spring for brand new brackets, which I think cost more than the sink itself. This is our bulk tank. As you may notice, it's currently in the milk house. We got this back in 2014. It's currently in pieces because we pretty much stripped anything off we could to move it in here to lighten the load a bit. But it's a 130-gallon Van Vetter milk tank made in Seattle, Washington. And this is where we will store the milk that comes out of the cow. It cools it off and keeps it cold. And it just holds it until we're ready to bottle. We got our Surge side opener milking stall back in 2011. I believe we paid $100 a stall for it. We got 2 stalls. The barn that it came out of, when they removed the parlor, they just cut the posts off. And so they were a little short, but we got all the pieces. So in the meantime, 4 or 5 years ago, we went ahead and bought some new vertical pipe, as well as had new hinge posts made. And then there's a place in Spokane that does hot dip galvanizing, so we took them down and had them hot dip galvanized, so they'll last a long time. The stalls were not originally galvanized, they were just painted steel, but so we got these and we got all the stall pieces to put together. Our stall pieces, the rest of this Surge parlor, is strategically stored underneath this rowboat. If you catch some glimpses of orange, that's what that is. You've probably seen our Surge milker in some of our videos before. This is actually something we're not probably going to use much in the dairy. I just bought this and I got it off eBay, more as a novelty item just because I think Surge milkers are cool. Although we could use it in a stall situation if we need to milk out in the barn. But our main go-to milking, especially this first year, is a pail milker. So we got a De La Velle bucket here and a New Pulse claw. I like the New Pulse claws because they got vacuum operated pulsation. So there's actually only one hose that leads from the claw to the milk bucket. This is the claw. So this is what actually attaches to the cow. It's upside down right now, but you can imagine it like this. And there's a hose that runs from the claw to the bucket. And then another hose that runs from the bucket to the vacuum pump, and that's how the milk comes out of the cow and we collect it. So you may remember this if you're a subscriber and have seen our other videos. This is my Surge vacuum pump. But we have another vacuum pump back here. This is a larger D-Lavelle 3 horsepower vacuum pump. Needs some work. It was given to us as well. Because initially this first year we're just going to use that pail milker and we're going to use this small Surge vacuum pump. But the plan is to put in a pipeline in the dairy, in the milking parlor, and we'll need the larger vacuum pump for that. We've been given many components for the pipeline, such as receiver jar and various fittings, but there will be more that will have to be purchased to get it going, so that's why we're kind of pushing that off a year. Again, through the generosity of friends, we actually have 3 milk pumps. We're only going to need one initially. We've identified this one as the best electric motor. This motor runs too. This motor is no good, but the pump head is good. So we got 3 pumps. We're going to get new seal kits and rebuild them, but this will be used also to transfer milk from the bulk tank to the pasteurizer. So we have various fittings and pieces of pipe that have been given to us through the generosity of friends. And initially what this pipe is for, to transfer the milk from the bulk tank to the pasteurizer. So we have pieces of pipe, we have elbows, we have clamps to connect the pipes together. We also have milk cans. So these are stainless steel milk cans. They're all pretty much new. We bought them new. We have 2 10-gallon and 3 5-gallon. We originally bought 2 10-gallon and 2 5-gallon, but this 5-gallon here, if you notice, actually has a dispensing spout at the bottom. That was purchased from the same guy I got the sink from used. But yeah, we got these. I'm not sure exactly what we'll need them for, but they'll be handy around the dairy, I think. We also have a lot of other little stuff. We have a milk strainer, stainless steel, for filtering the milk. You know, we've acquired wrenches for dairy fittings through the years. And so we have just a lot of little odds and ends too. Thank you for joining us on this whirlwind tour of the dairy equipment that we have acquired over the years. I'm sure there's other pieces we have stowed in totes that we forgot about, but just wanted to show you some of the stuff we've been collecting and how it'll all go together in the end. Hope you stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on the Tomarosa. Look at all the turkeys. What a bunch of turkeys.